porn addiction, that's related to sexual desire. That's natural. So the problem is you're always gonna want that. You might even want it the next day, every single day,
Mm.
that desire. So because it's so natural, how do you actually build up self-control, self-resilience to stay away from looking at that thing that you shouldn't be doing to,
Mm.
especially like touching yourself? Because when I really think about it, everyone gets that. How do you help someone who's addicted to stay away from it?
Yeah, so there's nothing natural about pornography because it's all
Yeah,
happening
of course,
like
yeah.
it's like tapping on a pixelated screen. It's a
Mm.
performance. It's scripted. Okay, maybe there's obviously it's not only manufactured one now. It's just like even amateur stuff. But we didn't even go to the details of the many different kind of styles and everything like that. First of all, like, ultimately they need to have a positive view of marriage because that's the long term. There's obviously a lot of things they need to do. There's a lot of initial steps they need to do. I know we're kind of jumping into the kind of fitra, like in our fitra need to want to be with the opposite gender. There's a lot of stuff that needs to happen before we kind of like we get to that conversation because there's a lot
Okay.
of stuff that's already they can just remove and then they'll kind of stop the acting out. Sometimes I feel like there's with certain clients there's a dual addiction because the accessibility is the number one issue, right? So there's like a phone addiction in that
Oh,
as well. Like how do they view it? Typically it's the phone, right? So now you have a porn addiction, and then you have almost like an addiction, like connection to the device. You've combined these two forces together, and then you're also using it in places and times and locations. You're emotionally like in a vulnerable situation. Well, of course you're going to repeat. You're going to relapse. You're in this emotional state, and you've got the device, and you have the location where you always kind of act out when all of these boxes are ticked. Like even just by having the phone in the bedroom is enough for them to ultimately do it, even if it's like not something that they consciously thought about. It's an addiction, right? It's like giving you give there's a heroin addict and you're giving him the heroin and the needle and you're giving him private space. And then
okay.
it brings me back to another myth that's put everywhere, and it's probably more so among single men because married men know there's a lot of married men who are addicted to pornography, and there's many wives who are on forums and things like that talking about that. And when you go to these actually porn recovery groups, and some of these like married people outnumber single people. And I think it is something maybe like single people think like, okay, once I have my wife, everything's sorted. But you've been conditioning yourself to online women, right?
Mm.
Artificial. And now like some people are not even into like humans doing it, right? They got like animation
Oh,
and things like that, or AI or whatever.
yeah,
So
it's crazy.
so
You can
so
design a
your
woman.
normal sister is not going to give you the same if you've been programmed to like to get like model like to do everything look like how you want it, like not limited to the bounds of physical laws. Now you think like getting married to your nice sister is gonna like okay I'm just gonna move on and focus on you. Like that doesn't work like that. And a lot of people like they think marriage will solve everything, but how many
Mm.
married people are addicted? Like a lot of these porn recovery services, they have more married people than single people. And this is a prevailing myth. So, no, if you have bad habits, you don't take care of yourself physically, you're in a poor kind of emotional state, you don't know how to deal with the emotional turbulence, keep your phone in the bedroom at night when no one's around, and the addiction will always win. It doesn't matter if you're married or
That,
not in
mm,
that scenario. But
yeah,
I'm pro
that is the
marriage.
perspective.
I'm pro marriage,
Yeah.
but there's too many single brothers that just think like, hey man, a nikah will just solve every issue. Unfortunately, that's not that simple.
No, okay. When you put it like that, that makes a lot more sense because
Yeah.
when I mentioned it, well, it's a natural urge. It's like, how do you fight it? But then again,
Yeah,
some people do get the natural urge and they have a wife, and they still can't fight
exactly.
it. So when you put it like that, I get what you mean now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah. When
And
you listen to married,
also,
sorry, go ahead.
no, I'm just gonna say, for the people watching, when he was saying marrying your normal sister, he doesn't mean your sister. He means Muslim sister. As in another Muslim. Yeah.
Yes. If you're
Yeah.
listening to Muslim Men Unfiltered,
Yeah.
that's presumed, but maybe you're not. You don't
Yeah.
know. Now you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and it is especially like because yeah, we single men will have these like kind of stereotypes that like married people don't have any kind of issues. Like all your sexual needs are just going to be all sweet and everything like that. That's and then you hear from these married porn addicts, and then they say that their wife was the cause, the trigger for them to watch pornography because they got into like a fight. Then
Mm.
you're like, okay, yeah, there's a prevailing myth out there that's still going around that people who have partners, they don't have any issues sexually with addiction, things like that. No, this is something that's been going on. They've been doing for decades. The technology is getting more advanced. It's yeah, it's artificial world versus like real life, and these are two different things. So if you have an artificial like addiction point, like a person, real life person, is not gonna automatically like just fix all of that, because you've been wired to like be stimulated by something that doesn't have a scent, doesn't have a smell, doesn't have a touch. There's no
Wow, yeah.
there's and you're doing it to your own rhythm. You're not accounting for another person. You're not exchanging emotions. You don't even know how to deal with their physical presence. Like maybe eye contact will freak you out.